Texas beautiful. Love all these tall trees. It's a cool day here. We've had rain overnight and a little bit this morning. And it's so nice and cool. I thought I'd take you on a tour of my sweet little town. When I say sweet, I mean it. Some of the sweetest people in the whole world live in this little town. I don't know exactly what the population is. I guess I should have looked it up. But it's not a big town. It's just the right size. Has everything I need. If you've never been to this part of East Texas, you should come. It's absolutely gorgeous. I live about 11 to 12 miles from town, so it's pretty quick for me to go if I need anything. A few years ago, a couple of years ago, I was 70 years old at the time, and I was taking care of my husband, and he was on hospice, but he was at home in a hospital bed. And I was his sole caregiver. About every 2 weeks, I had someone to come to the house and stay with him so that I could go out and do things, to the bank, and pharmacy, and buy groceries. And I had between 1.5 and 2 hours to get that done. Well, I had several health issues. I had a thyroid problem. I had degenerative disc disease, osteoporosis, low blood pressure, and I had low blood sugar. So I hurried because, you know, when you've got somebody coming to stay with him, I didn't want to take advantage of it. I wanted to hurry up and get everything I could do done in that period of time and not feel that I was taking advantage of that person. So I drove the 11 or 12 miles up to Gilmer, Texas. At one time my doctor was in Gilmer, but she moved. And then I think she retired, so I had to find someone else. But my pharmacy was here. And I usually bought my groceries at Brookshire's because I liked the store. It's a small store. There weren't that many people in it. And it was just groceries. It wasn't where you had to stand in line like at Walmart for somebody buying a whole bunch of other stuff besides groceries. But this day in particular, I chose to go to Walmart. So I got my cart and I was pushing around as fast as I could go without running through the store. I was getting the things. I had already made my list out. I knew exactly where to go and what to get. And I noticed that the wheel on my cart was sticking. It was so hard to push, but I had already put quite a few things in the cart, but pushing it was really getting difficult, and I was getting so tired. And about that time I realized I think it was my blood sugar causing problems, but it was too late. I was already there. I couldn't come another day. I had to get my list done. Had to get back home. So I pushed, and I pushed hard on that cart. It was actually silly of me. I should have just gone and gotten another cart because by that time I was so tired. Well, I got to where I thought I was going to pass out. I was so incredibly weak. I just knew I was going to pass out. So what I did was sit down on the floor at the end of one of the aisles. And all of a sudden this lady came up to me. She said, "Are you okay?" And I said, well, I explained about the cart and how I was having so much trouble and how difficult it was, and it really just made me so tired. She said, "I'll go get you a cart and I'll transfer your groceries for you." And she did. She came back with a newer cart, one that wasn't rickety and hard to push. She took all my things out of my cart and put them in the new cart. And I thanked her so much. So I got up off the floor and I pushed the cart. But honestly, so the cart was easier to push, but I was still absolutely worn out. I felt like I could not walk another second. I was so incredibly tired. So I hurried as fast as I could. I left a lot of things off my list. I know I did. But I just couldn't do any more. I knew I was going to pass out in the store, and then I would be in a big predicament because I had to get home. So I went ahead and forgot about the rest of the stuff on my list, and I went on up to the checkout. And I was about the second person in line to be checked out. And all of a sudden, my legs just gave way. I couldn't hold myself up anymore. So I sat down right there on the floor beside the checkout stand. Well, boy, I'm a real mess. I seem to attract attention when I don't even want it. So people began to say, "Are you okay? What can I do? What can I do to help you?" And I said, "I'm going to be okay. I think it's just my blood sugar." So one lady, we're going to go around the square. This is a wonderful place. I love this town. Look at this sweet little courthouse. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you can see it. I love this courthouse. The original old courthouse, I think. And look at the brick streets. Brick streets are gorgeous. So anyway, there I was sitting on the floor by the checkout, and a couple of people came up and they started putting my groceries on the conveyor belt. They did that for me, and one lady handed me a package of crackers that she took off the stand next to the register, and she handed it to me and she said, "Here, eat this." And I said, "Oh no, I can't take that." She said, "Yes you can, eat this." So I opened them up and started eating them. And they had all my stuff up on the belt, the conveyor belt. And the lady at the cash register told one of the guys that worked there, said, "Go get her a riding cart." Now I was still on the floor by this time, but I got up and I paid for my groceries, and the guy sacked up all my groceries for me, and he put them in a cart, and he said, "I'll walk with you." Well, I've never driven a motorized cart in my life. It was just a new experience. But I got on that cart and I rode out to my car, and he followed me, put my groceries in the car. Now, that's something that Walmart does not do. Brookshire's does it, but Walmart never did. But he loaded my stuff for me and put it in my car. He said, "I'll ride your cart back in." And that's what he did. But the kind people of Gilmer, Texas, they lent a helping hand to me that day. They really took care of that situation, because I was one of them, and they helped me. And I don't even know their names, so the lady who handed me the crackers. But I just wanted you to have a quick little tour of the place that I am proud to call home, and that's Gilmer, Texas.